تحية طيبة أصدقائنا المشاهدين. أكيد موضوع المهجرين واللاجئين والاتحاد الأوروبي هو موضوع شائك وصعب، ولذلك يشهد لبنان حالات استثنائية من الزيارات الخاصة بها الموضوع. Your Excellency Peter Szijjártó, Minister of Hungarian Foreign Affairs, welcome with us. Welcome to Lebanon.
Thank you.
Welcome to Nursat, Nur Shabab. What about this long and hard day in Lebanon? Cultural day, political day?
Well, actually, I had an exciting day, full of fruitful negotiations. I had the honor to be received by your Prime Minister and the Speaker of the Parliament. We had a long discussion with my colleague, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and I had a chance to see your Minister of Education as well. I really enjoyed the presentation, the meeting with the students at the Catholic University, and of course I liked the interviews with the Lebanese media. So it was a long but exciting day, and hopefully it will be fruitful in the future.
What about this meeting and subject that discussed it?
Of course, the number one issue on the agenda of my meetings was the migration crisis. Actually, European Union has never faced that serious challenge than currently. Migration crisis is the most serious challenge that European Union has ever had to face since the foundation of the EU. Hungary is located on a migratory route that leads from Greece through the Western Balkans to the western part of Europe, to Germany practically. And this year we had 400,000 irregular migrants entering our territory, and it gave us hard days how to deal with this issue. Unfortunately, there is no common European response so far. So we were left on our own, and we had to find our own answer, which we found finally, since the European Union is not able to protect her borders at Greece. We had to make a defense line at our southern borders. We have sealed off our green border with Serbia and with Croatia. So we have stopped actually the influx of the irregular migrants into Hungary, which gives us now a little bit easier or simpler situation. But we understand Lebanon has been facing tremendous challenges and difficulties. You have to take care of around 2 million refugees.
Yes.
We can understand it's a very, very heavy burden on your shoulder. As I told you, we had 400,000 irregular migrants entering territory of Hungary, and most of them, or almost all of them, left. And I know that it demanded a very, very serious effort from our authorities to handle this situation. So I can imagine the pressure on your authorities and your country to take care of 2 million refugees on a permanent basis. So I told my colleagues that we have a proposal to the European Union. We urge actually European Union to make a quick decision about financial support granted to Lebanon, in order not to bear this enormous burden on your own. Our suggestion is that we should amend the budget of European Union, either by cutting the expenses by 1%, either by increasing the pay-ins by 1% of the member states, which would give us financial resources worth of 3 to 6 billion euros, which could then mean a reasonable, meaningful financial support for the countries which have been bearing serious burden. I think we European Union should financially assist 4 countries in this respect: Lebanon, Jordan, Turkey, and Iraqi Kurdistan.
I need from you some details about how you can support or help Lebanon facing this crisis.
Actually, Hungary can do 4 things. First, we have to keep on urging European Union to make a quick decision in regarding financial support of Lebanon, because nice words and praising is very important, but you need money, and we have to make a quick decision there. Number 2, that we have to we have made a decision already last night, by the way, with the Prime Minister when I was on the way here, that we contribute 3 million euros to the Madad Fund, which is to assist on a short-term basis, of course, Jordan and Lebanon. And I hope you can utilize this 3 million euros of ours. Then we take into consideration to increase our presence in the UNIFIL forces. Now there are 5 Hungarians taking part as experts on geography. And as fourth, we can ensure training possibilities for your border control and border patrol staff, because you know, Hungary has a clear vision that European Union has to get back the ability to control her external borders, but this is not the case, unfortunately. So we have to have enormous challenge and enormous steps in order to be able to protect our southern borders. So we really do have the ability, we have the know-how, we have the technology, and we will be very happy to share that with the border patrol units of yours in order to be able to protect your border.
You mentioned the 2 kinds of refugees. Which one of these intimidate or fear you?
Well, actually, the mass migration which we have been facing consists of 3 parts. Vast majority are economic migrants. There are asylum seekers, and unfortunately there are some foreign fighters as well. Our experience is that the vast majority of the people who are coming to Hungary or used to come to Hungary in the framework of this mass migration are economic migrants, because they might come from Syria, but if you come from Syria to Jordan, Lebanon, or Turkey, you are a refugee, because I mean you escape from a country which is a war-torn region. But from Lebanon to Turkey, from Turkey to Greece, and then to Macedonia, Serbia, Croatia, Hungary, Slovenia, Austria, and Germany, you don't have to run for your life, because you are safe. You are safe in Lebanon, you are safe in Jordan, you are safe in Turkey, you are safe in Greece, in Macedonia, you are safe in Serbia, you are safe in Hungary, you are safe in Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, and Germany, of course. So you don't have to move because of having your life at risk. There's another type of motivation of moving. And this other type of motivation is clearly an economic type motivation. So these people would like to have a better life in economic terms, which is, I think, a legitimate ambition, because all of the people would like to have a better way of life. That's normal and natural. But if this is the case, then we have to address this issue like that. Because if someone moves because of economic motivation, then he or she is not a refugee. He's an economic migrant. And there are totally different international pieces of legislation referring to how to handle a refugee and how to handle an economic migrant. You have to take care of the refugees, but you don't have to take care of economic migrants. You can make a decision on your own, based on your desire or your capability, about your ability. So I think we have to be very frank and open here, that vast majority of the people who are used to enter Hungary as irregular migrants, there are economic migrants. You know, regarding asylum seekers, I would say we should help these people to stay as close to their homes as possible. That's why we have proposed European Union to take over the finances, or at least to share the financial burden with Turkey, Lebanon, Jordan, and Iraq, Kurdistan. Yeah, right. Because we have to have those refugees who really had to flee from Syria and from other countries to stay as close to their homes as possible. So when the war is over, hopefully it's going to be over once, hopefully international community will be smart enough to settle this conflict. So if it's over, then they can return. If they come to Europe, they will never return, or there's a very minor chance. And the third, there are some foreign fighters as well. Some Western Balkan friends of ours have already reported that they have investigated foreign fighters, identified foreign fighters among the mass migration. And we have identified registered terrorists as well among those ones who wanted to come to Hungary.
Same countries or official parts blame you because you closed your border.
You know, these critics are very unfair and based on hypocrisy and double standards. You know, there are clear European regulations, common European regulations, saying that if you are a member of Schengen zone, you have obligations to protect your external border in a way that it can only be crossed through the border crossing stations and only during opening hours. And if you are not able to do so, then you violate actually the common regulations. And European Council made it very, very clear that they have a very clear expectation towards member states to comply with the regulations. So it's very hypocritical, and it performs and reflects double standards. If you are criticized because of sealing of the green border, because there's no other way to comply with these European regulations. So either we are criticized by not complying with the regulations, or because of complying in a way which is the only possible way. So usually when I ask my foreign colleagues, foreign ministers in EU, that okay, I understand you criticize the fence, but in the meantime you have the expectation to us to comply with European regulations. Do you have another proposal? And they say, no, of course we don't. So, you know, they don't have other proposal, but they criticize us. So it's kind of hypocritical behavior.
Mr. Ciardo, thank you for your time. Thank you for this interview. Your wishes and your feelings after this day.
Thank you very much, and I really do appreciate this possibility.
Thank you.